Hi everyone, welcome to another episode by Poor Man Gamer. Today is episode 4 of Learning from the Greats, and we are gonna look at Bikerushownz. Bikerushownz New Zealand? Right? We're gonna call him Bikerushownz. I'm not gonna try to understand the rest of the name. Bikerushownz is one of the world's best players. He has his own YouTube channel. He's a very enthusiastic guy. He's a lot of fun to watch, and I really enjoy a guy like him in this game. So I'm going to try my best to pick battles where he is evenly matched against his opponent. Right? In this case, everyone's level 10, all maxed out, and I thought this was a brilliant match. So we're going to watch it from the perspective of ByCrush. So check out this genius here, okay? He is going to absolutely ignore his war dog, the enemy's war dog. He's going to go cut across, see he has a double harvester yet, and then he's going to go make his way to the top. Rather than engaging his war dog, which does next to nothing, right? I want you guys to pay attention to what he does with the war dog. He draws it away, he's trying to punch it, and weakens it, doesn't kill it, right? Well, I don't think it was his intention to kill it anyway. And then he goes ahead and rolls out 2 pit balls to pressure on the top. He rolls the weaker pit ball to the top, the stronger weak ball just beneath it to protect it, and then he's pressuring his harvester. So, at first, this next scene, he's gonna send 2 jump jet squads and then basically like suicide mission to go after the harvester. At first, I was thinking, what is he doing? That's such a huge gamble. And then I realized this. Because he's got nothing but vehicle units up there, they don't do a lot of damage against his jump jets. And as long as he's pressuring him, the missile's not being charged, he is, Battle Commando is getting 0 advantage, right? From defending his harvester, as in there's no missile advantage. So he sends another set of jump jets troops, and he sends another set, right? Which is such an aggressive play. But you notice that all this pressure eventually gets him the harvester. It also forces Battle Commando not to harvest. You see that? So because he wasn't able to harvest this entire time, look at the advantage now. ByCrush is now able to get a double harvester to really build his economy, right? Whereas Battle Commando has significantly fallen behind. So at first I was questioning his tactic about sending so many jump jet troops over, and then I realized, hey, he's making a lot of sense. He sends his war dog to engage, like, he plays his matchup really well here. He uses the pred tank just in the right time. He weakens the enemy pred tank really well. One shot is gone. He smartly ignores, essentially, the snipers, because they don't do anything now against his vehicles, right? And he goes ahead and rolls out a pit bull, which I'm thinking is to knock out his Lieutenant Liang, or Dr. Liang. So there it is, right? He stacks his tank one on top of one another. Some of you have asked what stacking really does. I'll go through this another time in the next video, or in a subsequent video. He blocks him off, right? He moves his tank around pretty well, and Battle Commando really should have had a chance to jump on the tile at the top. He didn't. He was too preoccupied with the pit balls on the bottom, and because of the early economic advantage, out comes his what do you call that? Kodiak, right? And at this stage of the game, I think that Battle Commando is pretty flustered because he wasn't able to make any sort of impact against ByCrush in the beginning. And the rest of this game, he's going to get crushed. Like, he has no chance of beating him now. Bang, 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 game's over. Right? Well done, ByCrush. Well done. So now we're going to go ahead and go through a few of his other matches. I believe ByCrush is actually playing right now as I'm making this video. So I'm actually having a hard time keeping up with all of him. So we're going to go watch a couple videos here against fairly strong level opponents. And here we are. Let's go take a look at how he does against soft serve. Now keep in mind, ByCrush does have quite a level advantage. Right? He is significantly stronger than soft serve because all of his guys are like level 12 to 13 maxed out. So here we go, and in the beginning, not much happens. He opens with a single harvester and a war dog open, right? And as always, ByCrush, he basically engages the war dog, but he has no interest in actually shooting down the enemy war dog. He just wants to scout. So look at the way he moves his war dog, right? He knows that there's no double harvester right now, and he just starts doing chip damage against that enemy harvester. Most people say for a Predator tank at this stage of the game, but I think because his pit bull is at level 13 and is so strong, he seems to roll it out pretty quickly instead of a pred tank. And kind of unique, right? And you're going to see right away the level advantage that he has with the War Dog, right? Whereas my War Dogs keep getting crushed every time I roll it out, his War Dogs don't die, right? So if you guys ever wonder how he wins so much, having a significant level advantage is a very good way of doing it. But at the same time, do not discount the way he times the missiles. He blocks off the enemy really, really well in this map. And a soft serve does a great job in this case countering with a Mohawk, right? He probably should have parked it on top of that rock. I'm not sure if you can with air units, but that would have really helped him out rather than just parking it there, because it's obviously not doing enough damage. So look, oh, so he can, but too little too late. If he parked on the rock earlier, he would have done more damage. He does a pretty good job shielding off his harvester, but look at ByCrush with the Pitbull, charging it in there and to get some wins. And as you can see here, I'm going to say that ByCrush has got no issues using his level advantage, right? He does a great job with the mix of jump jet slash pred tanks. And one thing I always appreciate watching him play is how he continuously pressures the enemy harvester, right? Notice how he rolls the tank all the way to the top. He just wants to double check. Not so much whether there's a harvester there or not. He's actually just drawing his Mohawk and all of his units away, so that as he draws them away, he can continually charge the missile. That is brilliant. Like, that is next level stuff. So few players are able to pull that off. And you notice how he now jumps on all 3 tiles by moving his jump jet troops around to get this match. Even though he had a level advantage, none of us, or very few of us, would have thought to pull the Predator tank all the way to the top just to draw all of the attention away so that he can focus more on the bottom, right? Most of us like to concentrate our troops all in one area. He knows how to spread them out. So very, very, very smart move there. So in this third and final battle, we're going to watch ByCrushowns. Oh, ByCrushowns! That's how you say his name. Okay, ByCrushowns against Carl. Carl is a whale. He's not a great player, right? From what I've seen so far. He wins because he's got really, really freaking strong units. But I believe in this match we can still appreciate how great of a player ByCrush is because of the way he maneuvers his units. So watch this here. He opens with a single harvester. In this map, almost everyone at the high levels like to open with a double harvester. He opens with a single harvester, right? And he opens with a War Dog. He opens with a War Faction. Normally, you see a War Dog, but in this case, he opens with a Pitbull. I think it is because he assumes that Carl opened with a double harvester, right? Which he actually did. So if you take a look here, he immediately sends his Pitbull over, and he smartly maneuvers his Pitbull all the way to the very back there, so it forces his bike to go all the way around before it can fire off a shot. Then he immediately follows up with another Pitbull to do great damage against his War Dog, against his harvester. So now, as he's engaging his bikes, watch his genius here, okay? Notice, I'm gonna slow it down in case you guys miss it. He opens with a War Dog, which a lot of you are probably thinking, why in the world would you send a War Dog over instead of another Pitbull? I would have built another Pitbull, right? But what ByCrush actually did here, okay, and you're gonna see, his Pitbull never left that that Tiberium tile, and look what he does with the War Dog here. Okay, watch. He never moves. Down goes the Pitbull. Obviously, the opponent is trying to get the harvester on. He tile blocks him with a War Dog so that the harvester can't harvest, right? That is next level stuff. I would have built another Pitbull. He realized the distance on this map and built another War Dog to block up that harvester, so he gains that few seconds of advantage. And in this game, a few seconds of mining is like all the difference in the world, especially in the beginning of the game. So if you take a look again what he does here, he tries to block him off with the War Dog on the top, and he rolls the Pitbull to the bottom. Notice how he's, again, squeezes the Pitbull to the very end, so that bike hesitated there for a split second, right? And now Carl, because he's a whale and he loves his chem buggies, he's thinking, oh, a chem buggy is the unit I should build to take care of his jump jet squad. Whereas you've got a pred tank to worry about and a Pitbull, right? So look what he does here. He's still using that War Dog to block him off, right? He, Carl, ByCrush, instead of blocking off the second harvester, he's taking care of that chem buggy so that he is able to quickly rush his jump jets across if he needs to. He blows up the bike, right? And then now he blows up another chem buggy, right? And look what he does. He rushes that tank across the map, and he's still pressuring the harvester all over again. And look at that. That's the next level stuff. Now, notice how ByCrush did not immediately... I don't know if you saw this, but ByCrush this whole time, instead of building even more vehicles to crush even more harvesters, you notice how he opened with a shockwave troop? He didn't know he was facing the cyborg, right? And even though there's a chem buggy there, I think he opened the shockwave troop because he's worried that if there's a missile squad or anything like that, some kind of infantry-based unit to go against his vehicle rolls out, that he's gonna lose hard. So that's why I think he rolled out his shockwave troops. And again, to me, that's next level thinking, right? Because he is able to proactively roll out a anti-infantry unit before he sees an infantry, on the assumption that the enemy, based on the assumption the enemy will do something. So now out comes the Pred tank, which will protect his shockwaves really well, right? The shockwaves are going to make quick work of his cyborg, and bang, 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 the Predator tank is going to wipe out the chem buggy, right? And not much to watch here, and the reason I have no respect for Carl is because he uses flame tanks. Who uses flame tanks, right? I mean, I haven't seen flame tanks since the very beginning of the game, when I was like in the Silver League. So, sorry Carl, but ByCrush owned you, like literally. So that's the genius of ByCrush, and guys, I hope you all be able to learn something from this deck. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, from learning from the greats, and I hope you're able to pick up how he marcos his units, and I hope that really inspired you to up your own gameplay. And as always, have a wonderful day. Take care.